Hello, welcome to my stream. Tonight we'll be playing more of Polybridge, and last weekend we were able to progress through level 12, which was one of the hardest levels so far in this game, only thanks to everybody's help as well, because I could not think on a strategy to make through that level alone. So thank you so much everybody that helped us with little suggestions and ideas that I could test in here, and combining them all we could get through it. And then after that we could get to the last level of the world. That was freaking challenging, as I was already expecting it to be. So tonight we'll be trying it again because we could not beat it. But I thought on an idea. I don't know exactly how to go on that level, but I want to try going slowly instead of building everything at once and then not being able to see where is the problem and why is the bridge crashing or something like that. So I will try going slowly, because maybe if you take the opposite direction of what the level is kind of telling you to do, maybe that's how it's going to do it, you know? Because the level is pretty much asking for you to build a very long bridge, the longest one so far in this game. So I was thinking, okay, this is not working last weekend. What can I do differently for today, right? And then maybe if we go step by step instead of rushing through the level and then building the bridge all at once, we need to figure what's the way that's going to work the best, right? So I will try it again. I will try going slowly this time, like road piece by road piece, until I learn more about what is the best way for us to go. And then once we have that decided or set, we complete the bridge, and then hopefully it's going to do it, right? So we'll be taking that level down again, or we're going to try to take it down again. And next, the next world is the last one. So we only have 16 levels left on this game, thank goodness. But at the same time, it's going to be very challenging. So let's see how long it's still going to take me to beat it. But hopefully we can do it soon, maybe in some more weeks. And then we can move on to the next game. So yeah, I'm going to try that level again, going slowly this time, because if we rush through that, we'll be getting lost and then not realizing what's the matter, what's wrong on that level, and what's giving us the trouble, right? So hey Early, what's up, man? How are you? What have you been up to? Hopefully you are having a great Saturday. Let me open up that level, then I'm going to restart it. I will not check the attempts we had last time because they were not really working. But yeah, this freaking bridge is super crazy long. But let's go slowly, right? Because we gotta learn what's the best way to go in here instead of assuming one direction and then nothing works and then it breaks down. I don't know where's the problem. Let's go slowly in here. Maybe that's the best way for us to go. Your day has been pretty decent. Mine as well, man. Today was hotter than some days during this week. I was having a very, not very cold, because come on, when I say cold, it's not going to be cold to you. But it was a more chilly week to me. And it was making me feel all lazy, and I was not feeling too active as well. But now that the weather has finally changed a little bit, we are getting more sunny days, and I was able to feel a little bit better. Although I gotta say this, thanks to the cold weather, I could also get some amazing sleep. So I appreciate that. But yeah, now it's getting hotter again, so it was a great Saturday, hopefully a great Sunday as well. And hey Nubble, what's up, man? How are you? So yeah, I'm thinking about not building the whole thing at once. So let's go little by little, road piece per road piece, and see how far we can get. So off topic, alright, man. We started watching the anime BNA. Oh, I saw the ads of it. It looks kinda futuristic. It seems pretty cool, and it seems to be all hand drawn. Oh, really? Or at least it made you look hand drawn. I see. But what is the story about? To me, it looked a little bit futuristic, but I still don't know anything about it. The one that I was curious of was Parasite, but I still haven't watched it, although many people said it's a great anime on Netflix. And I do still have some other animes to watch on Netflix as well. For example, I still need to watch some very classic anime movies like Akira and Ghost in the Shell. There is also a movie of one of the best animes I have watched, which is a movie of Code Geass. Have you watched Code Geass? If you liked Death Note, then definitely watch Code Geass. It's also on Netflix. But then they released a movie this year that I still need to check it, but I haven't because I also need to watch some summaries of the previous seasons, right? So I can remember everything and then feel ready to watch the movie. So as I still didn't do that, I decided to not check it out. But yes, I do have some animes on Netflix still to check. Let me see if I can remember anything else. Oh yeah, I also have watched Seven Deadly Sins. It was actually your recommendation, and this week I learned that there is going to be a new season to be released this year. I don't know when, or I don't remember if they said when exactly, but it's going to be out this year as well. The next season of Seven Deadly Sins, and yeah, those are the ones that I could remember right now. Then I watched Beastars. Have you checked Beastars? Beastars was Gabrielle's recommendation. I really liked it, but I thought it could have been longer because they do have many topics going on and many things that, in my opinion, were very interesting that they were talking about them. But it kind of rushed. So I wished were more long, and then they could develop those ideas a little bit more. But at least they're going to have a second season, so hopefully on the second season it gets those ideas back to discussion and they develop them in the way I wanted, right? So Nubble has finally got to test his mono water team. There we go, man. How was it? And I gotta tell you that I'm super addicted to Pokemon Go. I'm super crazy addicted to Pokemon Go lately, man. In the E4 thing you were in, it seems to take place in modern day. Oh, maybe it's not that futuristic then. Also, you managed to make a streamer regret letting chats tell dad jokes while they're tipsy. Wait, what? What's about that? You know who likes dad jokes? Joe Dancing. But basically, there are humans and beastmen, and the beastmen have their own city, and there are lots of tension between the humans and the beastmen, like prejudice and all of that. That sounds a lot like Beastars. Although in Beastars there are no humans, they are all creatures, but those creatures they do reflect prejudice and social problems just like we have in our world, right? The main character is just arriving in the beast city to find a sanctuary. Yeah, I will also probably need to go back to Seven Deadly Sins as well because it's been forever since I was watching it. Although they also have a movie of Seven Deadly Sins that I still haven't watched it entirely. I remember starting it, but I haven't finished it. So I also should go after that. Have you watched that movie they have in there early? So Nubble's mono water team has been doing better than what he expected. There we go, man. Nice. Could you finally give a name to Azumarill? It was the only one without a name in your team, right? Also, early, have you watched the Dragon Quest series? They also released on Netflix. I was curious about that too. The joke was, have you heard of the low-fat Pokemon? Low-fat Pokemon. Mm, I don't even know what it means. Like low-fat? Mm, b- okay, Butterfree. Come on, man. That was a very dad joke indeed, right? Oh my goodness. Oh, you don't have interest in anime movies? To be really honest, me neither in general. But at least the one regarding Code Geass, I think I will definitely watch it because I believe it's going to give us more plot development after the ending of the last season of it. So it's not like a spin-off, it's not like one of those extra adventures that kind of do not add anything else to the plot. But the one of Code Geass, I'm curious because the series or the show ended in a very cliffhanger way, in my opinion. So I definitely want to watch that movie because I'm expecting to get more answers after what happened in the end of the anime. But then in general, yeah, in general the movies are like 2 hours of fillers. Especially the Pokemon movies, they have been so horrible lately. But I also do not watch too many movies either. The only other one that I remember watching that was interesting for me to check was the movie, although it gets the name of a movie, but it's not really a movie. It's not like built like a movie. It's pretty much 3 or 4 episodes of this anime together in a row, in a single episode, but it was out as a movie. I'm talking about the end of Evangelion, or the end of Evangelion. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. And because it was pretty much giving us the final answers of the show, I also felt like watching it, and thank goodness I did it, because otherwise I would not get what really happened. So yeah, I also watched that one. I only go for the movies that are somewhat relevant to the plot, right? Maybe this Seven Deadly Sins one was like a filler as well, so maybe I should skip it. But yeah, I will see what I'm doing, because they are going to release the next season of it soon. So I do need to go back to that universe. But in general, I also avoid watching movies. Gabriel sometimes tells me to watch some movies as well, like Inuyasha movies, for example. There are so many that I haven't watched them. I believe when I was talking about anime with Rian, he also suggested me to check some Rama movies that I also haven't. It kind of sounds like Pokemon Origins. You felt like a movie that was structured more like a mini series. You think it was Origins. Pokemon Origins. Are you talking about those episodes that were pretty much turning the story of the game into an anime? If that's what you're talking about, I do recommend you checking it out, because I really liked it. And I don't know if it were like a movie, because the stories and the characters are super diverse, so it's not like a main plot. I would recommend you checking that out. Unless you are talking about the new thing about Pokemon Sword and Shield. There is also a spin off season going on of that, together with the anime Pokemon Journeys that I have been watching and enjoying a lot. That one I highly recommend you checking it out. But there is also, oh no, never mind. It's called Pokemon Twilights or Twin Lights. It's something like that. That other one I still haven't watched. And hey Ultras, what's up, man? How are you? Okay, so you're talking about the one that I remember the first. Yes, I did like it. It was pretty much many different episodes about the story of the games. It was different and I enjoyed it. I would recommend you checking it out, but you felt like did you like it? Because actually I can't know if you liked it or not after what you said. Maybe you have liked it and watched it, and then I'm here recommending it to you without a reason, right? But yeah, to me it felt like a mini series as well, not like a movie, and I really liked it. But then there is this other one that's Pokemon Twilight that I still need to watch, and then this one is closer to Sword and Shield's plot, right? While Pokemon Journeys is pretty much mixing up everything that has ever happened to Pokemon, which has been working really great. I like how they gave an in-lore reason why gym leaders are limited on number of Pokemon they use. Are you talking about Pokemon Origins? Because I do not remember that. Can you refresh my memory? It's been forever since I watched it. People have been saying that this current Pokemon season has been pretty much repairing or filling up on the gaps that were left in the Pokemon anime throughout those years, right? And I can see that they have been giving us some answers that we haven't had in a long time, or at least they have been giving the characters some rewards. Maybe not really rewards, but like things that everybody wanted to happen and then they are finally making it happen, you know. Maybe I should say that this current season has been pleasing the fan base a lot, and then it seems that it's not going to stop it doing it anytime soon, because the recent news that I heard regarding what's the future for the anime, they were saying that they are going to bring back more characters from the past, and then they are going to meet Ash, and then they are going to, I don't know, live some adventures together. So I'm really loving the current season. And this week I even finished watching the Pokemon Sun and Moon season, which I also liked, but it was like a mix of very serious and adult episodes with like very childish episodes as well. But at least helped me to like watch something or leave something on my TV while I was playing Pokemon Go or playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links on my phone or cooking or cleaning the house, or you know, it was a very easy show to leave on my TV while I was getting distracted into something else. So it was great to relax. But I understand that's not like the best season ever. But there were some surprising episodes, at least, that were more deep, they were more adult themed. They even talked about things that you would not expect to see or to hear in a Pokemon anime. For example, life and death, and also even time traveling there was in that show. So I was like, oh my god, they sometimes can surprise you still, you know. And then I watched the League as well, the Pokemon League. It was good. I still liked the League in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl more, but it was not bad. It was an interesting league, and I laughed a lot thanks to one match they had in there that I was like not predicting to happen. But yeah, it was a fun anime to watch, and especially to relax when you leave it on your TV. And then now I'm only going to watch Pokemon Journeys. So in Origins, when he fights Brock, Brock asks, "How many badges do you have?" To which Red replies he has none. So Brock uses his two weakest Pokemon. Yeah, but he kind of said it like, oh, because you only have, or maybe because you don't have any badges, I will only send two Pokemon. I mean, I understand because otherwise it would be a very unfair battle. But at the same time, I don't know if that really confirms anything, you know? Maybe it was only his choice to use two. He could have used one. I don't know. It still sounds a little bit vague to me, but it's the idea, right? They will try to balance their Pokemon with the trainers' levels, right? Which makes sense. As they're there to really. What's the word? To really. Um it's not measure. Test, maybe? They're there to really test the trainer's skills, but in order for them to test that, they can't go overpowered, right? They need to give the trainer some time or some opportunities to show up what they got. Hopefully test works for that. It just gives us a reason why certain gyms had a limited amount of Pokemon in the games. Yeah, in the games that also makes sense, right? Because we will not have a fully built team since the beginning. I mean, at least I don't think so. So they will start easy on you and everything. But you know what would be better? If I don't know, if there was like a trainer that was traveling the world or the region on the opposite direction, and then Brock's gym would be his last gym, you know, and then they could show that to us, and then maybe Brock would be using more Pokemon and more strong Pokemon as well. That would have been much better than what we have seen regarding him battling Red, right? That's what I would like to see, like Brock then deciding to go stronger because he was going to face a stronger challenger that was living his Pokemon journey in an opposite way or in a different way. And then your idea or your impression of how or why they do that, the gym leaders, would be more accurate in my opinion. But it makes sense to me. But yeah, I finished watching Pokemon Sun and Moon, then I have been super addicted to Pokemon Go. I even decided to join some groups of Pokemon Go to get more people added as friends on my game, and then I can be sending and getting more gifts as well. I have been playing it a lot, and thank goodness they allowed my phone to work or to run the game again, right? You know some PokeTubers that theorize what every gym leader's team would be if they were the last one to be gotten quite often. Oh, that's great. I actually have never watched a video like that. The one PokeTuber that I follow that sometimes lists up some Pokemon and gym leaders things, I don't know if he has done such a thing. But today I was watching a video of his that he was listing which starters were the best, right? And then he first picked the best grass starter, the best water starter, and the best fire starter, and then uh, he decided or he chose who would be the best out of those three, right? And in his opinion, Venusaur was the best grass starter, Greninja was the best water one, and Blaziken was the best fire starter. And then out of those three, in his opinion, Blaziken was the best of all of the starters, right? I mean, I can see it, but I will need to think more before totally or fully agreeing with him. But I can see it. Blaziken is very strong. Although I don't know if he can be better than Greninja, you know, or even Charizard, but I'm pretty sure he took many things and many factors into consideration to get to that answer that I'm not like thinking clearly right now. But regardless, it was a very logical or maybe reasonable list, right? That Blaziken, Greninja, and Venusaur were the strongest ones of each types. I think it makes sense. Although I'm not sure if Greninja is worse than Blaziken. Because Greninja is like a joker. He's such a he's super uh, customizable, right? He's such a he can be anything. So I believe that's a very good characteristic. You can see all of those three picks, but how Greninja doesn't beat them all with protein is beyond you, right? Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe it's because Blaziken has Mega Evolution and then Blaziken has uh, a speed boost as well, because he was saying that uh, that speed boost kind of makes Blaziken broken, and then he also has Swords Dance. So I can see Blaziken becoming a beast, but at the same time, Greninja can be super fast and strong as well, you know? Yeah, there is the Mega. Yeah, Greninja is like a jack of all trades. Venusaur also has a Mega, but maybe Venusaur has more weaknesses, right? At least I was happy to see that he didn't pick Charizard as the best starter ever. But Greninja can just use Protein to counter him hard. Ghost type moves to become Ghost type and then immune to fighting. Water type moves to become Water and resist fire. Yeah, although I don't know if he was really putting the starters to fight themselves, because then it would make sense. Or even give Greninja like Aerial Ace and then become a Flying type, right? Personally speaking, I think Greninja would be my favorite out of those three. But then probably I would be missing stats to consider, for example, the Mega Evolution and then how stronger Blaziken gets in comparison to Greninja without a Mega Evolution. But my personal pick would be Greninja because not only all of his skills are great in my opinion, but also because I simply love him. He's a water type, which is one of my favorite types, and I think he's a freaking badass. You are torn between all three. I, I'm not actually, because I'm not a fan of Blaziken that much, and Venusaur, he's cool, but I'm also good, because I don't really use Venusaur myself. I mostly fight against Venusaur, so I always see Venusaur as like an enemy or like a, a foe. So yeah, I kind of prefer Greninja actually. Blaziken is the same. I'm always fighting Blazikens that I'm like, I can't feel attached to Blaziken. You believe Venusaur got Thick Fat? Oh yeah, he got Thick Fat, and then on Sword and Shield he also got Earth Power. Because one of the problems that Venusaur has been having throughout the years was to fight against Steel types. Because he's Poison and Grass, and then Steel types resist both. But now that he was able to get Earth Power in Sword and Shield, he got a little bit more of a buff, right? So yeah, like he got even more competitive throughout the types he's fighting against. Yeah, the thick fat is really helpful for him, right? We need to zoom this in. I feel like they gave it Earth Power because they took out Hidden Power. Wait, did they? Why would they remove Hidden Power? That makes no sense to me. Wait, it's not in Gen 8 at all? Why not? It's such a jack of all trades card as well. Or maybe I should say jack of all trades move as well, right? That's BS, like they didn't need to do that. So basically, if I transfer my Jolteon from Pokemon X and Y to Sword and Shield, he won't have Hidden Power. What's going to happen to him? He's going to have an empty slot? Hey Subaru, what's up man? How are you? That makes no sense. Was Hidden Power the only one they removed? Subaru, my strategy for this level today is going to be going slowly. First, we need to learn what's the best way for us to start this bridge. And I think that if we build the whole thing, we won't be able to see what's wrong on it. So I want to go road piece per road piece, and then once we have a pattern or something, we can kind of copy that and use for the rest of the bridge, right? I'm doing alright, man. Not much has been happening, but I'm doing alright. Just hoping for us to beat this word tonight. If I change that for a cable, does that make it better? And hey Victor, what's up man? How are you? Victor, this is the last level of the world we are currently in. And look at that man, we need to build a freaking long bridge. It's infinite! So yes, we are very dead in here, but we'll find a way, right? We'll find a way. I don't know, but it was mandatory. Wait, mandatory on? Wait, mandatory on many competitive Pokemon. There we go. It was mandatory on so many competitive Pokemon. Like electric types running nice. But I think it's so okay, I didn't have a problem with that. you will still have H or hidden power. You still have hidden power, I think, but you cannot use the Jolteon until you take it to the battle tower and give it the Galar mark, which makes it forget all of its moves. Wait, so I'm confused now. The attack exists, but you cannot use it competitively in the Galar region? That makes it even more weird to me. To infinity and beyond, man. There we go. Definitely. Hopefully, we are going to land somewhere safe though, and not be lost forever in the infinite, right? I'm doing alright, man. Not much happening, just like I told Subaru. But at least this week that has been somewhat more chill, although now the weather has changed, I could get some good sleep. I even had a dream with Dark. I had a dream regarding Dark, and I also finished watching or rewatching the third season of Dark as well, which gave me some other ideas, but definitely not like solid answers, right? I just think that after watching the season again, or one more time, also one more time, it solidified or it made it more easy to accept what has happened on the show. So I also got that feeling that, oh yes, now that I'm rewatching this, they kinda spent more time than what I thought explaining, or at least trying to explain what the heck happened. And then I could see it, I can get it, I can understand it, you know? So even though I do not have like, oh my god, it happened because of this and that, or like this and that, I accept it. Like it was easier for me to accept everything as I rewatched it. Not that I didn't accept it at first, but as I rewatched it, it made more sense. I could see some more details, some other connections, even though they were not explained. But we also don't know what could have happened. So I could even message you later to tell you what were my new impressions of the final season of Dark. But I did have a dream about Dark. I dreamed, it was a crazy dream, but I dreamed that I was visiting my hometown and then I was going to a gallery to see some art or something, which was crazy because my hometown does not have that in the place where it was located at, which was by the beach, but I was there anyway. And when I was getting to the final room, there was a monitor, there was like something on the wall that was referencing Dark. And then I was surprised, oh my god, it's Dark, I love this show and everything. And then suddenly old Ulrich shows up. Yes, the old man Ulrich showed up in there. And then I was like, oh, it's you, let me take a picture or something. And then I think more people saw that he was there, and then more fans gathered in there, and then suddenly Noah showed up as well, adult Noah, and then that's all I remember from that dream, right? So I dreamed with old Ulrich and then Noah, so that was something for sure. Yeah, makes no sense, right? Suddenly actors are showing up in the dream, which is funny as well because some time ago, I also had another dream that was kind of related to Dark, but I don't want to say what happened on that dream because I would be spoiling the show. But something that happens on the show regarding how the show goes on happened on my dream as well, but not with the same people. It happened to me around the lines, but not really with those characters, those people. So there was also that other dream that was very crazy, and yeah, I guess sometimes we can have those weird dreams, right? They're trying to make it so all Pokemon used on ranked is on and even playing field, so no transfer moves. Yeah, but it's so pointless to me that they removed hidden power. Like hidden power used to be so interesting for you to come up with strategies to use it. Of course, I dream about Dark, right, Victor? Yeah, man. It happened at least twice so far. Have you guys been having some crazy dreams during quarantine, by the way? I did have a couple ones. And it's funny because normally I'm dreaming like I'm in a normal situation, and then suddenly in the dream I remember that, oh my god, I need to be careful because we are having a pandemic, and then I need to stay away from people and things like that. But it's funny how for the beginning of those dreams I feel like nothing has been happening, and then the suddenly I realize the real situation, and then, oh no, I need to be careful because of COVID. And then yes, I had some dreams like that as well, but in general my dreams are still somewhat normal, but with some little twists like this COVID one, and also out of nowhere dark. But in general my dreams are still normal. I do have some normal dreams or like some realistic dreams. I rarely dream with like crazy things or things that make no sense. Although what I was doing that, oh yeah, it was also dark, right? Oh yeah, there was. So just to finish up this Dark talk, as I was rewatching the third season of Dark, there was a situation in the show that remind me of some of my greatest nightmares, or maybe I should say my worst nightmares. And I was thinking about my nightmares as well as I was watching Dark. But I will not enter on details because of spoilers and stuff. But yes, I also got very thoughtful regarding my worst nightmares. You almost never remember your dreams? I only remember grasps of them, like I cannot remember the whole thing. Known recently, but a recurring dream you used to have when you were a kid was your family would be driving up a mountain and suddenly the automatic car door would fly open and it would fly out of the car and down the mountain. Oh my god, man. It's funny that I had many dreams with that I was either driving or I was inside a car, and every time that happens there is an accident. And most of them are accidents where the car falls on water. Yes, I had so many dreams like that, which is kind of like a pattern. If I'm inside a car, that car is going to fall off a bridge and then it's going to fall on water. Maybe it's a bunch of uh, it's a bunch of like things of my real life, but they of course are distorted in my dreams. For example, I do not want to drive, or I can't see myself driving, so that's why there is a car, and that's why the car is having an accident. And the water could be like my mom, because my mom is freaking scared of water and the ocean, and like she's super afraid of that. And I was born on the day that one of the goddesses of water was not that she was born, I don't know, but it's the day where people celebrate her existence, pretty much. In Brazil, at least, there are some religions in Brazil, of course, like many of them, and in one of them there is this goddess of water that people always celebrate her existence on the day that I was born, which was also the Groundhog Day, by the way. Maybe that's also why I love Dark so much, because I was born in the freaking Groundhog Day. But yeah, it's a coincidence that my mom hates water, but I was born in a day that had a lot to do with the ocean and and water in general. So I don't know, maybe it was my dream getting all of those things together, and then the milkshake in the end tastes like that, a car accident on water. Who knows? But I realized that. And then I also remember many dreams where I had to deal with explosions too. And also talking animals. Have you dreamed with talking animals? I remember this one in particular that I was in a swimming pool and then suddenly a shark bit my hand, or my arm, I should say. And then I was there still talking with the shark, and then he was on my arm. I still remember that crazy dream. Let me go back a little bit. But in general, my dreams, they are somewhat realistic. They don't go too crazy, and they only go too crazy when I dream with something regarding games. Yeah, sometimes I feel like I'm a character in a video game, and then those dreams can be more crazy. But it's been forever since I last had such a dream. Victor, if he remembers the dream, then he wakes up and it's often lost after 5 seconds. That happens to most of us. When you're like, I don't know, going to the bathroom and then take your morning shower or doing your things to wake up and then start your day, you definitely forget your dream. Unless it is something really shocking, like somebody's dying or a person you haven't seen in your life for forever. That happens to me a lot too. I dream with people that I haven't seen in a long time, and it's always surprising to me how accurate the dreams are, you know. How can I still, or my mind can still picture those people even though I haven't seen them in years, you know. I also have such dreams, or even places as well. I do dream with some places that I haven't been there in a long time, but they feel like I was there yesterday, you know? Often you only remember the feeling of the dream, which is also forgotten rather quickly. Ultra's dreams don't ever make coherent, chronological, or logical sense. Yeah, my dreams would not make chronological sense. I could say they sometimes make logical sense, but not always. But they are not too abstract. They are more realistic in general. You remember all of the events, but they really don't mean anything for the most part, or they are just crazy. Here are a few reoccurring dreams you have had since you were very young. A secret area in the ceiling of your mom's basement that is accessed through the dryer vent duct, and it's a giant church-like room with stained glass windows. What? Also a dream where you make a bicycle pedal motion and pedal your legs and it causes you to levitate. Oh, that sounds like people that like to experiment. Uh, Waking dreams, right? I believe that's how it's said. It's when you realize you are dreaming and then you start shaping your dream without waking up. There are people that do that as well. Also, the dream where your teeth are falling off. Oh, I believe that dream is something everybody has. And even though people say in general that those dreams can be like a bad omen, not necessarily something bad will happen to you, you know. But it's like an urban legend that if you dream with your teeth falling out, it means that something bad is going to happen to you or to somebody you know. And you also have dreams where you're back in school. I have those dreams a lot. But you're still in your current age and telling everyone that you have graduated college twice with honors and make more money than teachers, and you could walk out of school right now and you will still be fine. No, usually when I dream with like school and something, I also feel like I traveled back in time or something. Because usually we are doing schoolwork or something like that. And definitely I'm not doing schoolwork today, you know. Nubble had a dream of me ripping my teeth out one by one. I remember you mentioning one of those stories not too long ago. Haven't you had a recent dream like that? You had no pain, but a lot of blood in that dream. That sounds like when you were extracting your wisdom tooth, right? Have you ever extracted your wisdom tooth? That's exactly like that. You have no pain, but there is a lot of blood. The only reason you were ripping them out is because of the lack of pain, so it felt weird. And that happened. Yeah, I remember you sharing that with us, and then I believe Emily was also on the chat, or either Emily or Joe Dancing, and we were saying that, oh yeah, that could be a bad omen, but don't worry about it or something. I kind of remember you telling us about that. Subaru said, but the car falling on the water is what makes me it is what made me play this game a lot. That's true, right? Although I used to have those dreams in a long time. And now I'm playing Poly Bridge, but it's definitely the same. I do had a talk not too long ago about how some bridges in real life they make me feel scared, and I got to the conclusion that it was because if it is a bridge that's close to the water level, I get scared of it. And there are two bridges, one in my hometown and one in Rio, that I always try to avoid them because they are super short and close to the water level. And I feel, I don't know, unsafe or anxious when I think about crossing them. I don't like them. So give me some taller bridges so I can feel a little bit better. Dreams with teeth falling out seem to be fairly common, I agree. Maybe it is one of the ways your brain has to try to wake you up. Because also some people say that we have nightmares because there may be something going on in your body that is asking for, I don't know, for some sort of reaction of yours, right? Maybe you wanna go pee or something, or you are feeling hungry. I don't know. Sometimes some um, nightmares are kind of like triggers for you to wake up, you know? And then maybe this nightmare with teeth falling out could be one of the most common or easiest ways the mind has to try to play tricks on us to wake us up. You usually forget it before you start getting out of your bed even. You know what's one of the weirdest feelings I have ever had in my life? And it sucks because you can only feel it for like 1 second, but if you feel it, it's going to be one of the weirdest things ever. It is the feeling of waking up without knowing where you are. Has that ever happened to you? It normally happens when you're like sleeping day by day or day after day in the same place, in the same room, and then suddenly you travel or you go somewhere else and then you sleep on your parents or your friend's house or whatever, a different place. And then maybe if you are too tired or if you have a deep sleep or a heavy sleep, when you wake up, you kind of don't know where you are for 1 second, and then suddenly you remember, oh yeah, I traveled home or I'm by my parents or something, you know. That feeling is one of the weirdest feelings ever, but it only lasts 1 second. It's like the second where you open your eyes and then you feel strange. You don't know where you are in the universe. It's such a rare feeling, but it's one of the weirdest things ever. And the other one that I recall having was traveling to an island we have in the bay here. And that island is such a silent place. I mean, it's not fully silent, but it does have some very silent areas. Have you ever been to a very silent place? That's another crazy feeling you have as well. Like, no nature, no city noises. And it's funny because I was actually next to the ocean, so I was expecting some sort of sounds from the waves or anything. But no, it was such a uh, calm water as well that there were not many waves either. So yes, that place and that silence I kind of heard, but not really, right? Because you cannot hear silence. It was also a very weird experience. That is odd to you. Wait, to you closer to the water would be safer? Yeah, right. I don't know why is that. But maybe it's because of vertigo, who knows? Maybe because the water is so close to me, I feel like I'm going to fall on it. And then if I'm more distant, I can't feel myself like falling on it. That happened to me regarding heights. I remember when I was uh, hiking to the second highest place in Rio, which probably was the highest place I have ever been. It was like 1 kilometer and 15 meters tall or something. It was a very tall place or high place. And I remember that once you are almost up to the top, you look back and you cannot see like human life, or you cannot see the cars moving. You can only see the buildings pretty much, and then it looks like a deserted city. But then on another trail or hiking that I have done, which was a little bit more closer to the ground, when I looked down, I could see the cars traveling, and that notion of the cars traveling made me feel even worse than when I was close to the top of the second highest place in Rio. It's funny because I was closer to the ground, but I was more scared than if I were not. Maybe it's because it kind of gives you the feeling of like, oh yeah, you see the cars moving, so come here, come to us. They're like asking for us to get closer. And then it's dragging you down or something. But when you are so high that you cannot see those things, you feel more peaceful, you feel more like distant, you feel more separate. Maybe the word is that. You feel more separate than what the heck is going on the ground or in the normal human life. Maybe it's the same with the bridges. When I look down and then I see the water close to me, I feel like I'm going to fall on it. Or it's like not safe. But then when I'm higher and then the water has some good distance from the bridge, I feel more like, okay, the water is the water and the bridge is the bridge. You know? It's just a guess, but I believe that's sort of what happens on my brain or on my mind. No pain. I did feel a fair bit of pain when one or two of our wisdom teeth were removed. I felt pressure. That's what I recall feeling, and anyone would be feeling, right? But not really pain. I felt pain when they were removing the stitches, but during the surgery, I did not feel pain per se. I felt pressure. Pressure you do feel. Although, to be fair, a couple of them required surgery. Actually, I believe if you are removing a wisdom tooth, all of them will require surgery. Maybe some more complicated surgery than others, but definitely surgery necessary. For the others, the I always forget that word. Anesthesia. I don't know. Anesthesics maybe didn't work too well on you. Yeah, they normally ask you like, do you feel something? Is it bothering you? You have had that feeling before of total silence? Silence can drive people insane. There is a room that is so silent that you can hear the blood running through your veins. It has such an adverse effect on people. The longest anyone has stayed in that room was 15 minutes. I will need to check that out. Like, maybe there is a video discussion about that on YouTube. I believe there are several of those. Anechoic chamber is the name for it, I think. It's funny because I did not feel disturbed. I just felt weird slash peaceful, to be honest. Maybe, of course, the place where I was not like 100% silent, but I think it was the closest to silence I have ever been in my life, or definitely one of the most silent places I have ever been. But I did not feel stressed or scared. I felt peaceful. But of course, I didn't stay there for 15 minutes though. You were on top of a mountain in the Yukon, and that was the most silence you have ever experienced. Somebody is saying it's like it's funny, right? It's a paradox. Somebody is saying it's like a super loud silence or something. I don't know how to translate that properly to English. It's when something is very loud that makes you feel like death. You know, it's such a loud noise that it makes you deaf. Basically, it destroys your ears. So that's what Summer is saying. It's a silence that it's so loud that it makes you deaf. Like it goes beyond your hearing. Defining silence. There we go. Wait, it's not defining, right? Maybe it is deafening. Yeah, deafening sounds like a better pronunciation. Deafening silence. That's a new word for me. Deafening. Overstimulated with vision scenery, but deaf silence. That's more like what you meant, you guess. One or two were just as simple as yanking them out, whereas the other two required long surgery, where they cut up the gums and drill the tooth to bits and take it out bit by bit. Oh my god, Victor. How was your recovery, man? I still have two of my wisdom teeth, by the way. I have the two ones on my uh, upper gum, which is funny because people normally say that those two are the easiest ones to remove, but so far I still haven't had to take them out, so I still kept them. Have you ever heard that there are bad things that happen to you that kinda help you out on something? This wisdom tooth talk remind me that by the time I removed mine, I could not swallow the pills, but I had to do it because it was pretty much the medicine I had to take, right? But I could not swallow them. And then I was asking the doctor or the dentist, oh, isn't there any possible liquid version of this medicine, maybe like a syrup? And then there was a syrup, and then I could start using it for the second tooth I removed. But for the first one, I had to swallow the pills, but I couldn't. So I suffered a little bit back in the day thanks to that, but it was only when I was suffering from anxiety many years later than that that I finally learned or I could get used to swallowing pills, right? I mean, of course, I guess it's better for you to not suffer from anxiety than learning how to swallow pills. But at least now I can swallow pills even without water, even without liquids. And when I was taking my wisdom tooth out, I only could swallow the pills after many attempts by drinking yogurt. Because yogurt is more. Uh, uh, it's more consistent, so it's not like as soft as water, you know? So it helped me to swallow the pills. But it was super bad. Like I had to drink a lot of yogurt and try my hardest to swallow that. But it's funny that today I don't need anything. I put the pill on my mouth and then I swallow it without anything. And it's totally psychological. It was freaking my therapist that was saying, "Oh, come on, you can do it." And then when I tried it again, I could do it. You know, it's crazy. And then for a whole life, I could not do it until I suddenly could do it. And now it's the easiest thing ever. Loud silence makes sense in a way it makes, right? Just hearing the word pills makes you gag. Why? Because you imagine like it getting on your throat or something. I actually played a gig, right? I actually played the gig right after I got the worst one removed. Oh, really? I cannot understand that. How can people live their normal lives after they remove a freaking wisdom tooth? Because I got so destroyed after taking the two ones I removed. And it's funny because some people even remove or extract them together. I extracted one per time, right? And I still got destroyed. But no, some people are like, "Oh yes, I removed it and then here I am doing my normal things." And then they even take the four of them out of at once, right? I cannot imagine the pain. You looked like a chipmunk or something with that swollen cheek, yet you still did that rockstar move where you use the front teeth as a pick. Victor, are you crazy? What if you have opened your stitches? A few of your friends found it kind of funny, but a couple of others got kind of mad that you did it Yeah, I would get mad, man. Don't play with your health like that. And yeah, the top tips were like, oh, it were like a million times easier for you. Basically, just pulling them out and that's it. The bottom ones were really bad. Nubble has to take medication daily. I'm sorry, man. The taste of the meds has ruined your drinks for you. Wait, but so you swallow pills by drinking something together? I had to go for yogurt, and it was a uh, delicious banana apple yogurt. I almost said banana strawberry, but it's not strawberry. Banana apple yogurt. And then after I drank it so much, I kind of had to take a time or stop it for a while. And then now I'm good again. Like I can drink it normally. But I understand I got sick of that taste because it was reminding me of the freaky pill. You were used to it by then. It was the second or third that got removed in a fairly short time. Strong painkillers did help though. To me, ice cream helped me. Yeah, ice cream was my best friend after the surgery or after the anesthesia, right? The stitches were nowhere near the front teeth, so it was totally fine. Well, thank goodness, because I would not test that out. You have to drink something with the meds. The taste is so bad you'll throw up. Is it like a pill? It's a pill, right? I mean, pills do have a taste, right? I actually took a pill yesterday to help me to fall asleep. I mean, it's not like a, how can I say this? One of those pills that will shut you down because I never took any of those, thank goodness. There was an anxiety crisis I had some years ago that I got the closest to try that pill out, but I still haven't. But I do have some pills that are more natural and they pretty much have the extract from passion fruit and they just help you to relax. And as I did have my brain working a little bit yesterday, I decided to take one, and then it was the best decision because I slept super great. But yes, I do feel a somewhat bitter taste when I'm swallowing pills, right? It's funny that I used it to be like you all, like I can only swallow pills when I have a liquid, but now I can do it so easily. After that therapist kinda told me to do it, I did it. It was like switching something on my brain that I could totally do it. So if I could do it, you guys can also do it. Like try another day swallowing it without anything. Although now that you're telling me that the taste sucks, if you can't swallow it, the taste is going to be there for a while, right? Which, by the way, since we're talking about bad taste, I do have a question, especially for Ultras and Nubble, because I do know they have pets. Do your pets have bad breath? Because imagine being a pet or an animal, and then isn't it crazy how they do not brush their teeth or something? And then imagine if you have like a bad taste on your mouth and you can't do anything to get rid of it. So I got to the conclusion that one of the worst things about being an animal would be having a bad taste on your mouth. Like, what can you do to get rid of that? Maybe just drinking water? But yeah, that would suck so hard. Like, you cannot do anything to fight against it. So I wonder, do pet owners brush the teeth of their pets? Is that a thing? That's true, right, Saburo? That's where that expression in Portuguese comes from. I never realized that. In Portuguese, we have an expression for someone that has a bad breath. It's pretty much like a mouse breath. I mean, I'm guessing the name of the animal is like the name of the unit, right? Announce. But I'm not sure because that animal is a Brazilian animal. So I'm going to Google that. Is ounce an animal in English? Do you understand that as an animal? Instead of, or not only like an unit? Oh yeah, it does work. Yeah, that it is. It is an ounce, right? Yeah, there is an expression in Portuguese that you say, oh, that person has an ounce breath. It could be a jaguar as well, but the word in Portuguese is onça, and ounce sounds like a translation to that, right? Onça, ounce. But jaguar also works, I think. So ice cream would have helped you, but the gig was so shortly after the surgery that you were not allowed to eat anything yet. Really? I believe the doctors told me that. Oh wait, they do have an hour long of wait, right? At least an hour. But I remember that as soon as the anesthetic was out, I was already able to eat ice cream. A snow leopard, but it's not white. It's like a yellowish. Actually, do I have? Give me a second. Okay, you guys are lucky. So I'm going to show you a 50 reais bill. I think is it bill? No, it's not bill. I can't remember the word in English now, but I'm going to show you 50 reais, which is the Brazilian currency, and on the back of the, I believe, bill, I'm not sure, there is an ounce or a jaguar. So this is the money, and on the back of it there is an ounce. That's an ounce. It is a bill, right? The word for this. It just sounds weird. So yeah, bill, right? It sounds weird, but not dollar. This is reais. Yeah. Wait, right there. Each real has a different animal on the back of it. It looks tannish white. The doctor told you to not eat for like an hour. Yes, I think an hour sounds right. Yeah, but it was also around the same time that the anesthetic, that thing, would run out, right? And that you should get home and rest, and then you followed one of those, or at least one, right, Victor? At least the time one you followed. It looks like a leopard. It's because it's bigger than a leopard. I think a leopard is skinnier and faster as well. This animal, it's like to me it feels like a tiger, but without the stripes. You know, to me it looks like a tiger. It's like the Brazilian tiger. But a leopard is more like skinnier animal, in my opinion. Google is calling the ounce a snow leopard. I mean, it could be a snow leopard, but when I read snow, it gives me the impression of like a white leopard. It's not, right? Some tan or cream mixed in. Yeah, the ones in here are more yellowish, goldish, orangish as well. What if I do it like this? It's very possible. I'm not very knowledgeable when it comes to bigger cat creatures. It depends on their habitat. It makes sense, right? And hey Rick, what's up, man? How are you? I'm also not very knowledgeable on big cat creatures or animals, but this talk reminds me of that crazy documentary on Netflix that's called The Tiger King. At the same time, it was one of the weirdest shows I have ever watched. It was also one of the best shows I have ever watched because it's so hard for you to believe that that whole craziness is something that's really happening in real world. So yeah, that show was wild. Not only thanks to the animals though. Oh good, there we go, man. Nice to hear it. Let me test this out, but I think I need more ropes. Oh, I don't. But it's pressuring that, right? What if I do this? Now it pressures another bar. The ounce looks like it's got less spots than a leopard. I can see that too, yeah. But the spots are also bigger than a leopard. Yes, I also can see that because the ounce is bigger than the leopard, so their spots will also look bigger, I think. If they ever come up with a Pokemon game that's going to be based on South America or Brazil, I hope we get announced Pokemon because it is definitely one of our animals in here that's like very characteristic in my opinion. So I do hope that happens. Which also reminds me that we still don't have the dolphin Pokemon, right? How could they not give us the dolphin Pokemon already? It might be a subspecies of each other. Yeah, probably somewhere in the evolution line they split it, right? Maybe they are saving the dolphin Pokemon to be a starter. Maybe that's why we don't have it. Oh, that did help it. So did you answer me when I was asking if you guys brush the teeth of your pets? I think I missed that. Do you brush the teeth of your dog, Nubble? You did answer me? I totally missed it. Pets have bad breath, but luckily for them, they seem to enjoy things we think taste nasty. And yes, there are special toothbrushes for pets. Oh, there we go. Yes, I agree that the tastes for pets are different than our taste, of course. The greatest example is like if you get like I don't know dog's food and then it tastes horrible to us, while the dogs will be loving it. But probably they will have something that will taste bad for them, and then I don't want to be an animal or a dog or a pet, whatever, that will have a bad taste on their mouths and then not being able to do anything about it. It's funny that it's such a simple thing, but it's one of the things that would bug me the most if I were an animal. Not being able to get rid of a bad taste on my mouth, it would be so uncomfortable. Speaking of something completely different, I ate something tasty yesterday. What was it? Was it something you have never had before? I have been thinking about eating a sweet or like coming up with a dessert, especially carrot cake, but I still haven't baked or done anything. But this week I was dreaming with a dessert, but I still didn't come out. Wait, I still didn't come up right with anything. But I do have the carrot cake mix in here. I don't brush the teeth, but have seen people doing it. Most common in breeds of dogs that are susceptible to gum plague or something. Oh, you were just thinking of carrot cake? I have the mix in here ready for me to bake it. But this week, like I was also saying in the beginning of the stream, I was super lazy. I also have the ingredients to bake pizza and I haven't baked pizza. Is this too convoluted? It is, right? And it still doesn't work. How can I get the stress or the tension actually out of that road piece? You cut up an apple and a couple of other fruits and put on a bowl with some ice cream. You know what kind already? Vanilla. And it was nice. Yeah, it sounds like a good, I don't know, fruit salad, but like different because it has the ice cream. It would make pizza, but the instructions confuse you in the cookbook your mom uses. Have you never tried to bake pizza? If you want some suggestions, I can give you. Removing the piece? Wait, removing that, Rick? Yeah. Okay, logically speaking, sure, but I don't know what else could I add to it to relieve the stress, right? It seems that adding things under it doesn't change anything. So maybe if I do this and then I connect a rope there, does this change anything? I'm happy to hear your last crazy dessert worked for you, Victor. Oh, actually that does change something. There we go. Although now it's creating tension to that bar, but it's progress. But yeah, Victor, I'm glad to hear your ice cream with fruits worked because the last new dessert I was trying to invent or create did not work really well. And I'm talking about fried apples, which by the way, highly recommended. You fry some apples with some sugar and then it caramelizes the sugar and then the apples get super delicious. Fried apples with heavy cream. I thought that would be a good mix to fry the apples, mix them with heavy cream and then freeze it. Not really. I think I would rather eat the fried apples by themselves and ignore the heavy cream. But it was an attempt, so I just don't need to do it again, right? I don't want to try a different recipe since this is the one you grew up on, and it tastes better than most, if not all, pizza joints pizza you have tried. That's funny because I do think that my pizza is my favorite now as well. Like, even though of course it's a homemade pizza and I'm not a professional cook, I don't know. I love my pizza more than any other pizza place. It's funny that it happens. Maybe if another person eats my pizza, the person will say, "Oh my god," but I would rather eat it somewhere else. I don't. It kind of got to my taste, and then now I love my pizza more than others. It really did, but you couldn't finish it unfortunately. You had room for about an apple, so eating two or three whole fruits plus ice cream was a bit too much. I usually bake or cook desserts for more than 1 day, so I normally make a lot of that, and then I keep eating it throughout the days. Another example is when my father makes fruit salads. He gets like a huge bowl, and then that fruit salad lasts 3 to 4 days, and then the whole family is eating that. Homemade pizza is a delicacy in your house. Everyone loves it, but it rarely gets made. Oh, I see. So people know how to bake it and people like it, but it's just that everyone is lazy to do it, right? I mean, I felt like that this week, but to be honest, I should do it or bake it super soon because I do have the mozzarella cheese that will get bad if I don't use it. But I don't know if I wanna bake it tomorrow either. But definitely on Monday, I can do it. Yeah, Monday it's like the deadline. So I could go for pizza baking on Monday. Tomorrow probably I'll be lazy as well. But I need to see if the cheese is not going bad. But the more you bake it, the easier it gets for you to do it. Uh, the work sounds like a lot or too much at first, but you kind of learn how to do it faster. Everyone else is either too scared to try or too confused to make it. God, it's not that bad. What freed me when I was baking my pizza was to really get rid of quantities, especially flour quantity. If I just follow the quantities for flour, it may not guarantee that my dough will be good. So after I realized that I need to add as much flour as it's necessary instead of like, I don't know, 300 grams of flour, and then I add those 300 grams of flour, and then it's not enough. The dough is still sticky or not in a good shape. So after I freed my mind of like, don't think about quantities, think about the quality, I keep adding flour until it looks good. And then after I made that change, my pizza dough has been getting fantastic. Sometimes I need more flour, sometimes I need less flour. I cannot explain the logics, but yeah, after I just focused more on how the dough feels like or how it also looks like, more than like the quantities and the right numbers, I made my life much easier. Of course, I may be using more ingredients than necessary sometimes, but as long as I'm getting a good pizza, I don't mind it. Well, when you cook or bake it, it easily works for several days. When you cut up an apple and just leave it, it goes bad so quickly. I mean, yeah, if you don't mix it with anything, I understand. But for example, a fruit salad with an apple would not get that bad that fast, in my opinion. But if it is just an apple, yeah. Because in a fruit salad you have water as well, right? Flour is always finicky, you never know how much is needed. I agree. But always good to start with the recommended starting point. Yeah. At least you have a notion or an idea of the amount of flour that things may start looking good, you know? And then if it gets there, then fine. If it doesn't, then you just keep going on. Now it's breaking the bottom part. But now that I know how to bake pizza, I do think that baking pizza is easier than baking a cake. Because I still could not figure what I need to do in order to have a cake that grows up. Because all of the cakes I bake, they are all super flat. They may not be tasting bad, but they do not grow up. Maybe it is a matter of the yeast, because for pizza I use biological, for cakes I use chemical. I also had a talk before about this in the past, and then oh yeah, right, because in English it's called baking soda, right? So yes, I use baking soda uh, for cakes, but for pizza it's the biological yeast, right? But it doesn't do it. Like the result is never good to me. But it's funny because if you ask somebody, oh, what do you think it's easier to be baked, pizza or a cake? A person would probably answer, oh, a cake, right? To me, baking a pizza is much easier than baking a cake now. Because my cakes do not get good, or they do not look good at least. Although the one that I bought, the mix, right, the cake mix, the carrot cake mix, I expect it to look good. But the ones I try baking myself and mixing up the ingredients myself, they suck. Isn't it? Yeast. I remember having a talk about this before. Because in Brazil you have two things. You have the biological yeast and you have the chemical yeast. And then when I was talking about the chemical yeast, nobody knew what that was until we figured it was baking soda. And then I was like, oh, okay, it's baking soda. That's how you do it, but it requires a certain level of basic skill to be able to do that. In theory, I assume a pizza is easier. It is easier. But it's just because people bake cake so much more than pizzas that you expect that baking a cake is easier, you know? Depending on. Oh, yeah, but yeah, definitely not like a very complex cake. Yeah, that's not what I'm thinking about. It's breaking down there. If I connect a rope like this, does it help it? I think it helped it, but maybe a cable? Yeah, there we go. So baking soda is yeast. There we go. I was super confused one day when I was having a conversation like this, and then people could not understand what I meant by chemical yeast, right? Which I learned it was baking soda. Which makes sense, right? You gotta have yeast for your cake. I believe baking soda is pretty much yeast. There we go. Or at least has the same function pretty much. Yeah, but there is a difference. Like you have the chemical one, which is baking soda. It's going to make your cake to grow thanks to chemical reactions that will generate CO2, and the biological one, right? That's a living being that you need to put in there, and then it's going to fermentate. Hopefully, that's the word in English. And then CO2 comes out of that, right? It's fermentation. And I have realized that using a living being is better than using the chemical yeast. At least for my recipes, it has been much better. Hence the pretty much, there we go. Baking soda doesn't need time to rise naturally. Yes, that's why it's chemical. But does need a reaction with other ingredients to rise. Yeah, it probably has some sort of temperature as well. That maybe uh, if you don't get that temperature, it may not start the reaction or something. But it's still a big mystery to me because I cannot bake a very good cake. I mean, it may taste alright, but the shape of it, it's all flat. And that makes me feel sad, right? Because I cannot get better on that. What's happening here now? It's shaking so much, right? Yeah, it's breaking down there. But I really don't know what else to change down there to make it better. Uh, Maybe a square shape? Let me try some random shapes, right? I simplified it now. No, it still breaks it. What if I make some other connections? Like that, for example. Oh, it's loose? But then it's going to look confusing, right? And then I will get lost later. The main reason yeast dies, it is because using liquid ingredients at low temperatures and opening the oven before the cake reached an advanced level of cooking. So when you're using liquid ingredients at low temperatures, and if you open the oven before the cake reached an advanced level of cooking, I can understand that a little bit because the liquid ingredients will probably take some time until they start to get more solid, or uh, they start drying, getting more dry, right, inside the oven. And maybe that's when the yeast is going to work. And then, like I was also imagining, you gotta have a certain minimum temperature for that to happen, right? Which the liquids will probably be retaining heat as well, or absorbing heat a lot. And then only after they are over, or they are more, I don't know, less liquid or dry, your yeast can work properly, right? It gotta be something like that. So I do get what you're saying, but I could never get to the balance. Can you bake things well, Rick? Do you know how to bake cakes or pizzas? I also should try baking cookies because that was actually one of my goals of this year, but I still haven't tried it. And baking bread, right? Although, oh, it's funny. It's funny how it sounds to me now. Baking bread, it's like the culinary series that's like the opposite of Breaking Bad. It's baking bread. Anyway, I just realized how those two things sound close to each other. Which, by the way, I'm not a fan of Breaking Bad. You can judge me. I know it's one of the best series ever, and people were even saying that the end of Breaking Bad was one of the best endings in a long time, and then now Dark was one of the best endings after Breaking Bad. But yeah, like I still need to get better at baking things more than just pizza. If I'm going to bake bread, I suggest zucchini bread if you can figure it out. Zucchini bread, is it the one that I'm thinking? It's like a big loaf bread. Is it that one? Dark is better than Breaking Bad. From what I have seen, yeah, but maybe it gets better. I don't know. I just could not feel hooked to it. While Dark got me since the episode 1, you know. And hey, Gabriel, what's up, man? Breaking Bad was always dumb to you, so no judging. It couldn't get to me. I think it's because of the topic they are talking about or the plot, maybe. I can understand it being surprising and then having plot twists and then the acting being great and everything. But I don't know, I could not feel attached to the story. Like, maybe it's because I'm not a fan of the drug universe. I don't know. It's, but it's maybe more than that as well. I just don't know why it didn't hook me up, right? Oh, Rick knows how to bake pizza, there we go. Oh yeah, right, Rick, but come on, it doesn't necessarily mean that because you are Italian you would be able to cook such things, right? For example, it's funny what happens in Rio. There are many people that live in Rio that have never been to the Christ or never visited the Christ the Redeemer, right? And then they even say that tourists, they know Rio better than the actual people from Rio. I have heard that from many people that live in Rio or are from Rio. So it doesn't necessarily mean that, oh, because you are there, you need to do this or do that. Another example, I'm Brazilian, so you'd expect me to be a crazy soccer fan, right? I'm not. I only like watching soccer games when it's international, pretty much, or when it's the Olympics, or when it's like the Pan American Games or something. But the Brazilian soccer matches, I kinda ignore them. I'm not a fan. I used to like it more as a kid, but as I grew up, I'm like, I don't know, I rather watch other things. So zucchini bread is made like a loaf. I think I know which one it is and I like it. It's like how not all Americans know how to barbecue or are football fanatics. But then regarding barbecue, we need to figure what is the barbecue you're talking about in there. Are you talking about grilling hamburgers, hot dogs, maybe grilled cheese or grilled pineapple or something? Or are you talking about grilling big pieces of meat and big pieces of sausage? Because that's the barbecue we have in here. Grilling stuff is the general barbecue in America. It doesn't matter what, really. Because normally it is hot dogs and burgers, right? Regarding football fanatics, I'm not sure about that. But I know that many Americans don't like baseball. And then I think that Is it baseball? Wait a second, it's not baseball. Okay, correct me right now, or refresh my memory right now. That Big Bowl event, it is for football, isn't it? So yeah, many people do not like football. Yeah, because I heard some people saying that the Big Bowl event was not that interesting to them, besides the advertisements actually. Or maybe the opening ceremony and the shows and the artists that sing in there, but the game itself felt like boring to them. So it is actually football, right? It's not baseball. So maybe more people, more Americans will like baseball than football. I mean, by football, I'm referring to American football, not soccer. But in here, it's football, right? Soccer is football. Or rather, hot dogs and burgers. I thought you were gonna say some other kind of barbecue style. They are niche, right? I think it's more the other way. You think there are more people that like American football than baseball? Liking baseball more, it makes no sense. I mean, I heard that people don't like the sport that shows up during the Big Bowl, and if I'm not mistaken, the Big Bowl was American football, right? And then I don't have many people telling me that they hate baseball. But maybe you can be right, I just didn't meet those people. So by football you meant what? No. Victor, hand egg? What the heck is that? Is that football in another world? In a parallel universe, Victor? Although in Brazil we have handball. Yeah, we have handball and we have foot volley as well. Foot volley. Do you know foot volley? You play volleyball by using your feet, pretty much. It's the same rules as volleyball, but you use your feet, your head, and your chest. You cannot use your hand. It's very popular here. So Super Bowl is American football. There we go. Rick knows foot volley. There we go, man. Yeah, foot volley is super big in here and people love it. It's a joke name for American football. I get it because the ball is shaped more like a, not really an egg, right? But it's oval. And you use your hands, right? Yeah, it makes sense. The most liked can also be the most hated. You see, Justin Bieber. Is he that hated? Wait, is he still getting that much hate? There we go. Because after a while, I think that things settle down to him. Like, I don't see many people hating him that much, you know. Or maybe his popularity died. Yeah, I just don't see a lot of Justin Bieber anymore. And especially not bad things, right? Especially not people hating him. Yeah, me neither. For some time now. Besides, some people actually liking his songs. What am I doing down there? Maybe if I do something about that, though. You see, this is why I decided to go slowly on this level, because it doesn't change anything. If I build the whole bridge at once and then I can't figure what's wrong on it, we gotta go slowly here. No, it's still breaking down there. Do you guys have any suggestions of what to do down there? I also think it's because this may be shaking, so let me try this. Can this stop the bridge a little bit from shaking? No, it's still breaking it. I mean, that if something has a lot of fans, views, automatically it may also have a lot of hate due reaching more people. That's actually one of those things people say that, Oh, you are getting popular because you are getting people who hates you, right? Yeah, people do say that. Oh yeah, you already have haters, so you're a success, right? I have heard that before. More visibility, yeah. I think people got tired of Bieber, especially after Billie Eilish became the new big thing. Yeah, and regarding her, I have never seen someone hating her. Have you? All I can hear are good things about her. I'm adding too many layers and basically just moving the pressure just a lower level or to a level lower, right? That's true, but I need to be moving the pressure to somewhere else. If not down, how can I slide that pressure sideways? That pressure needs to go somewhere. If it can't go down, how can I move it elsewhere? Subaru is telling me to look at the manual to see if it gives me any structure advice. Okay. I did think on one thing, but because we don't have red joints on the ocean, I cannot go for them, right? Diamond shapes harness the power of two triangles to form a single support distributing the load for increased strength. We could try this, but it's only going to last for the early bridge, right? I tried making those pivot points. Actually, never mind. The pivot is pretty much the... Yeah, no, never mind. What I did was pretty much adding those supports down there, but the pivot that they are talking about is a place that has movement. No, I don't want movement on this bridge. Land braces? Oh yeah, but in here we don't need land braces because we have another red joint down there, right? Land braces are for when you don't have another red joint down there. We could go for an arc again, but this didn't work last time. Although I was going for a single arc throughout the whole bridge. What if we go for many smaller arches, or arches actually, right? Many smaller arches for different sections of the bridge. I was thinking about that too. And then the suspension bridge, I cannot do that because I don't have red joints on the ocean, right? I guess an arc, but do you think it would work if we go for smaller arches? I have heard some people shit talking about Billie Eilish, or rather using her as an example of something boring and unappealing just because she does pop music. No, if they're being generic, then those people will hate anything pop music, right? Those who have said that never heard any of her music though. So yeah, they are just being trolls. Gabrielle thinks she did get boring, but that's due to much exposition. For a while you heard her everywhere. I mean, I don't listen to her music because it's not my music, but at the same time, I that doesn't mean that I have, I don't know, I hate her, I have something against her. No, I just rather listen to other things. I have only ever heard her music when I have made the conscious choice to listen to her. To me, it happened before I knew she was that big, and I don't know, after I knew she was that big, I could not understand why she was that big, you know? So basically, what I'm saying is that I heard it, I thought it was okay, and then I knew she was that big, and then I still thought she was okay, not that big. So that was my opinion about her music, or at least the song I have heard before. That doesn't mean that I hated the song, but at the same time, I didn't think it was that much of a fuss, you know? But then maybe it's because of my music taste. That said, since she blew up, do you see her getting mentioned almost everywhere? Or you do see her getting mentioned almost everywhere? Yeah, Bad Guy was the one that I heard before she got big, or at least before I knew she was something big. And then I was like, the music is okay, and then I saw the whole fuzz, and then I was like, but I still think it's okay. It's not that much, you know. I have never played Polybridge. Can rope breaks as well? They can. Yeah. This is a very interesting game, Rick, but you gotta be very patient because it's freaking hard. And now that we are getting to the final levels of the game, the challenges are brutal, right? But solving the puzzles, especially in some more simple levels, is really fun. But the thing you gotta have in your mind is that it's not worth stressing out over the levels. For example, this right here, this is brutal. But if I stress out, it's going to be worse, you know. Victory started listening to her before she blew up. You are aware you are sounding like a hipster? No, 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 it's fine. I also heard her before, at least before I thought she got big. But knowing that she got big didn't mean anything to me, like, it didn't change what I thought about her song, you know? So maybe that's why you got into her music? Yeah, because I understand what you're saying. I also listen to some bands and uh, recent songs that are released, maybe monthly or weekly, before they get trendy, right? So yeah, that's probably how I got to the Bad Boy song, or Bad Guys, right? Bad Guy song, and then later on, some months later, she was huge. You are going to bed, Rick? Alright, man. Have a great night. Thank you for stopping by, though. And yeah, take care, dude. I see ya. What's wrong of being called a hipster? Um, Nothing wrong, actually. As long as it's not offensive to you, that's fine. But I hate what's happening on this level because it's getting convoluted, and when it gets convoluted, I get lost. Subaru was suggesting me to check the shapes and the tricks and tips, right? I thought about the arc, so I will go for that. But that means that I'm changing everything again, which is okay. At least I'm not changing the whole bridge like after building everything. That's why I wanted to go slowly in here, so I could see what would work the best. And then once we figure a good strategy, we keep going from that, right? So what about this? Is this stable? How was the arc in here? Yeah, it was pretty much straight lines and triangles. So it's like this, right? What if we build an upside down arc? How can I copy that again? Oh, there we go. Uh, Flip vertical. If only I could just copy and paste that shape until the end, that would be great, right? I mean, after the truck goes over those two pieces of road, it's okay if they break. It's not like it needs to return, right? It's a one-way trip. Let me just see what happens if I really copy and paste that again. Can I handle two of those? I wish I could connect that red joint to that yellow joint, but it's too far. I'm trying to go for long bars at the bottom because I believe they will resist more of the stress, right? Saburi is telling me, what if I make like that? Where? You mean here? Do you mean something like this? Is that what you mean? Where the iron bar doesn't get you. So you wanted me to go for this right here, right? Wait, I know what you're talking about. You want me to try going for this right here. Diamond shapes, right? Maybe like that? Yeah. I just didn't know I just didn't know how to add them. But maybe like that? Oh, now we need to finish this as well. What if we keep using it? Like we place another one right there. Unfortunately, it's breaking the first piece of road. Can I save that by adding this? I think it's time for me to go to bed, or at least try to fall asleep. Alright, man, I hope you can get a great night of sleep, and I hope to see you tomorrow then. So take care, and don't have nightmares, right? We were talking about nightmares earlier. Get some good rest, man. What happened here now? Oh, it's breaking that. Hmm. What if I make another connection? Take care you too, man. That helped. What if it is not like a rope, but a steel bar? Or actually, what if I use the parallelograms on the top there? But this seems to be looking better, but it broke. Huh. Yeah, figuring this out will be painful, but we will eventually find an answer, right? Just like what happened on last weekend. Because it was looking super hopeless, and then we could find an answer. Okay, this is not looking good. Yeah, the structure has its own wave, right? It does, but how are we making it stable? And not only stable, but also less bouncy. If we can't support 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pieces of road, imagine supporting the whole bridge. Thank goodness I'm checking this level slowly now, right? Because if we don't solve this, we will not solve the rest. Hmm. Do you still think the parallelograms idea is a good one? Because I don't know. Maybe adding a flipped arc under the bridge was not a good idea. Yes, I agree with you that just the idea of building a bridge on this freaking long bay sounds wrong, right? The idea itself is wrong. What about that? Yeah, now this is too heavy. I know I said that I would go slowly, but let me try building something that's bigger just to test one thing. Because I'm also not getting, or I'm not making progress by trying to create some supports under the bridge. So I want to try one thing that maybe I stretch of the strategy that I'm going for, but I want to see if it's going to help it. And the only way I can really do it is by making a long arc. So let me test this out. Is that stable? It is, but it's a bit scary. So let me stretch the beginnings or the edges of the arc a little bit. Okay, I guess. What about now? It's a bit better. So can I add ropes on you, or it's just an illusion of mine? It does drag it down. Would you drag it down even if I had the whole bridge? Yeah, this is closer to my strategies of last weekend, but I gotta keep trying everything. So what happens if it's like this? It still breaks everything. Uh, okay, try changing that. Yeah, this would have been the dream, to make a bridge at once, and then an arc and ropes. But yeah, when it's like this, I cannot figure what is going wrong. So I don't know if I should go back to what I was trying before, even though we were not making progress, or if I should keep trying solving the whole puzzle at once, although it sounds too hard. I mean, I could also try adding the supports under it again, but me to save this one? You want me to test how the truck would go over a slope or a bridge that has a slope? Yeah, we could try that too. Yeah, I'm going to try that. Let's save. But I was so confident that by doing it slowly, like road piece per road piece, we would be getting there. But I could not solve the issue. Like, why is it always breaking the bridge, you know? Last weekend we tried creating a bridge that was an upside down arc like this, but let's try putting it upright. Maybe like that. It's always the same problem. It's always in the beginning that it breaks. So you know what? Once we figure how to not make the beginning of the bridges to get destroyed, maybe we'll be solving this level super easy. It's always this the problem. Oh yeah, but there is also another issue. Right now, I'm trying to make the bridge stable, but this bridge does not have the truck on it, right? So once it gets stable, we also need to figure how to make it stable when the truck is on it. That could be a problem. But first, we need to solve this. You want me to use wires? Where? I have some already, but the wires may help the center, but not the beginning. Yeah, the arc is there for the wires, that's true, but let me just copy this on the other side and then I will go for the wires. Wait, how is that? Oh, it's like this. Those supports, they look good, right? Maybe now with the wires on the center, it helps? Okay, now I have a problem on the arc as well, right? Yeah, I don't know how to make the arc stable either. But these supports are looking alright. Let me finish filling the road with steel bars to reinforce it. Yeah, we need to figure what to do with the arc. What if we don't have it? Disconnected. So okay, the bridge still goes down because it's too heavy on the center, right? What if I change this then? So let's test this out. Okay, it falls less because now it's not a curve anymore. So I guess this was a good change. At least I appreciate it's not breaking in the beginning anymore like before. So that was some progress, right? Maybe not much, but that's better than nothing. Oh, never mind, now it broke in the beginning again. It's breaking down there. Do I really need many ropes though? What if, I don't know, less ropes do it? If only I had the red joints on the ocean, right, to do that, the suspension bridge. They are a good design to evenly distribute the mass of long bridges onto static joints. I hate how long this level is, right? Because every time I need to change something, I feel lazy about it. You want me to build like a tower that's taller than the arc? And you also want me to build like an upside down arc? But do you mean for the supports or do you mean for the roads, right? Because our first attempt was kind of like an upside down arc for the road, and I even tried that for the supports as well. Oh, you're talking about the manual? You mean this one? Oh, you mean on the suspension bridge? Yeah, but they are using ropes, right? Which is also weird. Like tiny bits of ropes. It's like a rope supporting a rope, you know? Because that right there is not steel or wood. It's definitely either a cable or a rope. But it's not a long rope because you need to have the yellow joints on the ropes to be able to connect it to the other parts. So it's like a bunch of tiny little ropes making all of that connection, which is weird. It's like a spider web. It is like a spider web. I'm still disappointed that I couldn't find an answer for this level with the strategy I was going in the beginning. That was pretty much going slowly. It didn't work. So now I'm back to my situation of last weekend, which was like, I have no idea what works for this. What if we had like two upside down arcs or arches? I always say the freaking plural wrong, right? We have this one under the bridge. What if we had one like this above the bridge? Oh, but I need like joints. Something like this, you know? Maybe like a sandwich? I don't know. But something that's upside down. And then we make connections between the three of them. Because also by doing it like that, I'm expecting for the center to not be too heavy. And then I guess that's going to be helpful because one of the reasons why everything breaks down is because the center gets too heavy and then it pressures everything. Either that or a bridge with just one of those upside down arches or arches actually that goes under it. I need to stop saying it in the plural because I can't get it right. But yeah, like we need to make the center lighter. And this is not helping me at all. Adding ropes to it didn't do it, so I give up about it. I know, right? Yeah, the worst part is that it's too long, so any change that I need to do in here, it takes forever and it tires me. That's why I like the short levels even when they are hard more than this. So this level makes me lazy. Especially when you are clueless, like I don't know what's the strategy for this. But I was thinking now about an upside down arc above it too, but what if you do two towers and then a spider web of cables? The towers will not resist it. The towers will go down, that's the issue. But I can try, I don't know what else to try, but if those steel bars were longer, then maybe the tower could resist it, but they can't. Oh, by the way, have you guys played Journey? Because I learned this week that Journey was on Steam. I guess it was something recent that happened, but I was not expecting to see Journey on Steam. And everybody says it's such a good game. So maybe now I have a chance to play it. What if two towers, cables, but not that lot of things in the middle? I mean, they need to have something or they don't? Maybe they don't, right? Because in here they didn't have them. They actually didn't have them. We can try, but having a bridge without that? Wait, you don't know which game Journey is? It's a little bit old now, but it was one of the most awarded games ever. It was like a very good indie game that became a cult classic. I believe it was out for PlayStation first. It's been some years though. It's pretty much a adventure platforming game that's not too long either. People can beat it under 2 to 3 hours, I think. But it's a very immersive experience. You just think that Journey got lucky. You don't think it is that great. I mean, maybe it is a little bit overhyped. But Journey got really popular some years ago. Maybe 4 years ago? It's kinda old. But people complimented the soundtrack, the visuals, the atmosphere of that game. People were saying that Journey was like real art, you know. And I can understand from what I have seen of it. But interesting that they haven't done a sequel, right? That maybe it should have a sequel or it should get a sequel. Normally when those games they are successful, they get at least one sequel. I don't even know if those towers are good, but that's what we have. It is a good game, but it got lucky as it kinda was one of the first of the indie artsy games and it was a PlayStation exclusive. So yeah, I remember it right then. It was for PlayStation first. And now it's not. It's on Steam after so many years. But yeah, it has some very crazy art style or art direction that made it super popular. That explains why in the last PlayStation conference, which was the one that they had the PlayStation 5 being announced and revealed, I thought that they had many artistic games as well. Maybe Journey was an example of an artistic game that the PlayStation was proud of, and then now they went full on some other very artistic games as well, right? Which to me sounds perfect because I don't like the very realistic games. Give me the art ones or the artistic ones. So here's the thing, I don't know how to make suspension bridges. So this is going to just be a test. Because I believe this is what they have done, right? I think everything's going to go down. So Sony started to fund and buy a lot of indie developers in the last years, and I guess they told them to wait for the PlayStation 5. Um, oh, you want me to use the arc tool, but instead of filling it with road or wood or steel, I should fill it with some ropes? But I still don't see it working though. Actually, that's not connected right there. Oh, okay, do it again. But they were late for the indie train, but they are doing some good work. I don't know if they were late for the indie train. I still think the games they are doing right now, they will still get a lot of attention. They got my attention. You see, the wave of those ropes are strong enough to to get the towers down. They were not even connected to anything. You see, it's not that. They break the tower. No connections, but the bridge is going to be all unstable. Yeah, but if the towers do not support the ropes, I can't proceed. Step one is the towers to resist the ropes. It's not doing it. But if there are no connections, they all will fall like super easily. Only ropes. I get what you're saying because of that example, but the towers are not doing it. And do you think that the bridge or a bridge made of ropes and cables would not swing? It would swing. But the more it swings, the harder it is for my supports to resist it or to support it. Maybe they don't need to be that tall. I still don't think this is going to do it, but sure. Is that better? Or even smaller? Also, do you want me to get rid of that? The other support? They still break to this arc. I mean, my tower could be better, I guess, but it's frustrating to see. What if I had something crazy like... What if we have like a pointy bridge, you know? Won't that be heavier? I'm not sure. Maybe in the center, yeah, but what I was thinking was about horizontal forces. It's like balancing them like this. It's like one side pushes the other side. I don't know, I'm just brainstorming. If I'm excited to play Polybridge 2, not soon. But right now I'm very tired of Polybridge, yeah. So not soon. This game is good, it's just that there are some levels like this one that they are very brutal. And as we have been going through this game for a long time, I do get tired. But that doesn't mean that I'm not excited to play the sequel. The sequel will be a great game as well. But maybe what I'm doing wrong is that I'm playing this every time. So I'm not alternating it, you know? So of course, if I get frustrated, I will keep my frustration going because I'm still here. But this game, it's not one of the worst games I have played on stream, that's for sure. I actually feel like this game brought the community a lot together to try to beat it. For example, what happened last weekend. I guess I suffered more maybe, especially because I was doing that game more like by my own or by myself, On Riven, for example. Riven was painful because I was cracking down that freaking game and it's so damn hard. Of course, I did get some help because I had to make some questions to the chat, but this game feels a little bit better because I'm working with the chat instead of just like making the questions that come to my mind, you know. Sometimes the chatting here are giving me directions that did not get to my mind at all. So it's a bit different. But definitely there is frustration because it's a game that demands a lot of patience, a lot of time, a lot of concentration, luck as well. There are levels we could only beat thanks to RNG. But I still don't think it is a bad game, not at all. If this were a bad game, it wouldn't get Polybridge 2, right? It's freaking challenging. But Polybridge 2 only next year or later. Especially now that I know how long this game is as well, because when I started this I didn't know this was this long. Maybe if I knew it, I wouldn't have picked it right away, but it simply happened. So you guys think that the idea had of like having a pointy bridge or a pointy support would not do it? I was even thinking like maybe that fourth red joint right there could connect to the other fourth red joint. Wait, computer? Yeah, my computer is loading forever now.